It was always balanced back then. It was pretty much, do a few tricks, do some ventriloquism, do a few tricks, do a little more ventriloquism. Fairly balanced. Now it's, I won't go there yet, but now the act much more is strongly in ventriloquism with a little bit of magic thrown in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you went off to college, and did the magic and ventriloquism kind of take a back seat as you studied, or did you pay your way through school with it?
Let's see, all of the above. It did not really take a back seat, but I never really knew anything about marketing. I'm still trying to figure that out. I lived in a small town in northwestern Pennsylvania, and my mom would call people and say, "Hey, don't you want this show?" And I'd say, "Sure." And she'd drive me there, and that's how I got most of my gigs. And then I was in college and had no idea what I was doing, but I still performed a little bit, started running some ads here and there. Did some stuff around school, all the open mic nights, and all the fun things that made you popular with the fraternity crowd. Yeah. In fact, I actually won a contest. It was second place, book collection contest. The library at the university did a contest for book collections, and so I ended up hauling off my entire book collection to school with me so that I could enter the contest. And I got second place because I had, 50, 60 books, something on the subject of magic at the time. And you can imagine that in a college dorm room and trying to figure out what to do with that then. And then, waiting for your next trip home where you can haul a bunch of boxes back. When I was a fifth-year senior, I didn't really do great in school. I did very well after school. I didn't do great in school. As a fifth-year senior, I met my wife. And I met her by doing card tricks. I was doing tricks, and that's how we met at band camp. We're both band geeks, and we were playing some silly games, sitting around in this room with, 20, 25 people, playing a game called Spoons. I don't know if you remember that. We were not playing it as a drinking game, but it could be. It has variations of that. I couldn't even tell you exactly the deal, but there's your deal. I'm dealing cards, and then they get passed around. And as you get cards that match, you hang on to them. And the idea is that you get 3 or 4 cards. I think you end up with 4 cards that match, and everybody has a spoon. And when you get 4 cards that match, you stick the spoon to your nose. And the idea is that other people have to figure out that you have the spoon on your nose, and they have to call you on it. And then that person wins. So there's like a 2-winner kind of a thing. And so my wife, then just some girl that I thought was pretty cool at band camp, she was way across the room, sort of in the middle of the pack, and I was dealing cards in a way that made her win. I was basically cheating and feeding them and making sure that she ended up with the winning hand all the time. And it took her, 4 or 5 times to figure out, hey, something's going on here. So it was always part of my life. It was doing card tricks, doing close-up magic. It was always part of what I was doing in college.